I didn't know that in flag football, you're supposed to get the flag. You're not supposed to tackle everybody. So obviously when I tackled this guy, he like pushed me away. And when he pushed me away, he hit my eye. And I was just like, what's going on? What's going on?
So we're here at Young
Where's my latte? I want it in a mug!
I'm so sorry.
Hey guys, it's Tracy in the Young Hollywood studio, and if you don't know who this girl is that I'm sitting next to, then you've pretty much been living under a rock for your whole life. Lele Pons, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
First of all, I have to just throw out some stats for a second. You are the #1 most watched female person on Vine.
Yes.
You were the first person to reach 1 billion loops.
Yes.
Is that like, when that happened, did you even know that you like actually did something like made history?
Yeah, you know, that's when I knew I was going in the right path, and that's how I got more recognition. Like, people said, like, why is she so viewed? Like, why do people like her stuff so much? So they would go to my page and be like, oh, this is why. Usually what happened is that in my Vines, I would do something at the end of my Vine that like freaks people out or like made people be like, what the hell just happened? So they would go back and
You
watch
always
it again.
You're
and watch
falling,
it again.
you're hurting
Yeah,
yourself,
so
you're doing
that's why
something.
they will go back and see it again.
The whole story of how you even got started on Vine it's funny because you say you were like not big on social media.
No, I didn't have any social media at all. So it was like Vine was the first social media that I got into because everybody was getting into it at the same time, and I wanted to join in with everyone. So I did it with my friend. My best friend told me to start a Vine, and then she showed me how to make one. And she was like, just record your life. So my first Vine that I did was just me recording me failing in science class.
So you literally did it in school?
Yeah, I did. I literally did it in class, my first Vine.
Did you do like the full 6 seconds? Like, you didn't probably know how to like do the whole editing thing.
I didn't know how to do the editing, so
Yeah.
I just like filmed it like school. You know, like going everywhere in school that I hate. It was like, if you see my Vines now and you see my first Vine, it's so different.
How do you actually, because I never understand like how, like, because it's 6 seconds, you have to come up with like a storyline in 6 seconds and make it hilarious, which you do
the
like,
beginning, the middle, and an
amazingly.
end. It's hard. It's really hard, and I just have to think of a quick idea that is easy to show. Sometimes I speed it up. I cheated and I speed it up, and then I film it, and then it's gonna be long when I film it, and then I shorten it. I try to edit it and shorten it as small as possible that I can, and then also I don't talk much. I just show my emotions, and that's why my Vines, I can put like 10 clips in my 6-second Vine.
You say that with language, like it wasn't like your strength.
I had a problem like talking or communicating with people. I was dyslexic. I didn't know how to read. I didn't know how to speak in English. I came here in the United States and I had to learn how to learn.
Right.
And then I learned everything else. So I was a little excluded from a lot of people in the beginning.
But what's so amazing, I think, you know, the fact that you're so relatable. I mean, firstly, you're hilarious. Like, I literally sat and watched like 100 of your Vines in a row, and I was just crying laughing.
Thank you.
So now you've written a book called Surviving High School, which is it's in your voice, and it's like, you even start off saying it's like the Lele-ness, it's like the essence of you. And it's so relatable. I read this and I was like, this is me.
When I entered high school, the first day I got a black eye. Like, I went.
So is it true? Like, all the stories are true?
Yeah,
all based on
that
your
is
life?
true. When my pirate outfit is true. I have a picture. I showed you the picture.
Okay, yeah. I have to read the quote actually from the book because it was so funny. The way you describe everything and like the characters are just like, they're amazing. The frilly white blouse, black pants, and knee-high boots that Rihanna had pulled off so effortlessly had me looking less like a pop star and more like a pirate.
It's true, exactly, but
you just thought it was like a cool.
You know what?
But that's
because the theme of the homecoming was Pirates of the Caribbean, so I wanted to win more spirited. Oh, I came with a pirate.
Wait, but this was your first day, or this was on home?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were like
one of my
prepping.
first, like my second week.
Wait, what happened with the black eye?
The thing is that, okay, I wanted to play flag football, all right?
Okay.
And I didn't know that in flag football, you're supposed to get the flag. You're not supposed to tackle everybody. So obviously when I tackled this guy, he like pushed me away. And when he pushed me away, he hit my eye. And like, it's funny because it wasn't black in the beginning. It was just like growing. And I was just like, what's going on? What's going on? You know, my friends from like the first day that I met, they were like, oh my God, isn't that Lele? And she's like, I'm already going home. But I really was the biggest target in my school when I was in freshman year, because okay, how are you not gonna target the girl that has a black eye and is wearing a pirate suit? Like, I would have targeted myself too. Freshman year, you want to fit in, and that was not my intention. So I got bullied in that like sense. Like they would throw food at me and they would call me names. Yeah.
How are people, I just don't understand. Like, I mean, you know what it is? They were probably just like insecure and jealous. And
Maybe they were, but then.
And now look at you.
No, then all of them, I remember all of them. And then right now they were trying to be my friends. And you know what? I'm gonna be their friends. I'm not gonna like hold a grudge, you know?
And what is like your advice to people watching who, you know, might be struggling with, you know, fitting in, exactly like you said, like trying to be themselves?
You turn all the negative things into positive things, and you have to believe that something good is gonna come out of that negative that's happening in your life. You know, this is happening to me, but it's gonna turn around eventually. And it did. Like maybe 3 years after, but it did at the end, you know?
And then getting back to your Vines, because I mean, you're doing so much stuff right now. You were with Michelle Obama a few months ago.
Hey guys, better make room.
How did that come about?
That was amazing. That was amazing. What a great, like, I thought, you know what, when you go to the White House, you already accomplished life.
Oh yeah.
Like you're good. You're good to go.
That's so true.
But I was very proud of myself that I got to where I was, and my friends were too, and my mom and my dad. I brought my mom. She was crying.
Aww.
And yeah, and it was great meeting her. You know.
Is there someone that you haven't collaborated with that you like are dying to? Like who's your dream?
Shakira. I want to do a Vine with Shakira. It's gonna happen.
Can you do it here in the Young Hollywood studio?
Oh yeah, for sure. I just have to contact.
We're gonna make that happen. Shakira, shout out. You're gonna have to come make this happen. Surviving high school is clearly a tough thing, so I need to get your tips on a couple things. How to get your crush to notice you.
Well, first of all, like let me tell you my experience.
Get a black eye.
Get a black eye, and then maybe he'll like, you know, like he'll grab you and be like,
He'll be your hero.
I was really like the best friend of all the guys in my school. I would just be you. Yeah, I'll be myself, honestly. But sometimes I would use my friends to be like, hey, like, don't you think Lele's pretty today? And I would do like, you know, like I would know when they were saying it, so I would just like, and then yeah. So he would look at me and he would be like, oh yeah, you're right. Because I would do it in the moment, you know, when you know that someone's watching you in the corner of the eye, so you're like, being Angelina Jolie.
Oh, I see you over there.
That was how I get my crush to notice me.
And then how to handle not being the most popular girl in school, which I think you pretty much talked about already.
Yeah.
But what would be your number one tip?
Well, I would stick with my friends all the time. I would, you know, it was tough.
Yeah.
I cannot say that I was like, you know, like, who cares about this? But I would, thanks to my friends and thanks to my family, that I was able to like get through that.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, that's not gonna end up mattering in life, right?
Yeah.
There was one part in the book that really killed me. I was dying laughing, was you talking about lunch cafeterias. Because they really, you were like, they're like American Horror Story. It's like a nightmare that they deserve their own series.
They are. And it was like, you know what?
How do you survive it?
I wouldn't go to the cafeteria sometimes. I would just go somewhere else. Yeah, I would go out somewhere else and I'll find new friends. Kindergarteners, but you know, somewhere else. I say that I was at the end of the year like the most popular, but I still sat alone at lunch because it was scary. In the cafeteria, it was scary.
I remember in high school, yeah, it's like, because there's so many people too, you're like, where do I go? Like, I don't even know what to do.
And then you know what, it's so awkward.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
That is true. High school is awkward, but you know what, at the end of the day, you look back on it and the memories
and it's
that you
such
make.
a small part of your life.
Exactly. And you know what, it like makes you who you are, right?
Yeah.
And you become the most watched Vine girl in the world.
Yeah, but just relating to people
Yeah.
that are going through the same thing.
You have to check out her book. It is, it's called Surviving High School. It is the funniest, I'm not kidding, like the first few pages, I was crying. I love that it showed too how you actually made your Vines.
Yeah, and it shows like
the
all
story behind it.
Yeah, like how the followers kept on increasing and how my social media kept on growing. You see a lot of things like you wouldn't like notice from me right now, like when I talk about being insecure with my body. Boys are not like that, because I do a lot of boy versus girl.
Yeah.
So for boys, it's more like about the fighting and like who's like has bigger muscles. For the girls, it's like all about like who's like skinnier and like she has like the like you see a girl and you want to be her.
It's like when your friend was trying on your clothes.
Yeah, with my God. And she looked so much better than me.
So pretty. Can I try it? Sure.
Shake that thing, miss. Kinda shake that.
You like it? No.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
But she's so skinny, my best friend.
A lot of things to learn from this one. If you need to survive high school, you gotta read this.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So we're here at Young
Where's my
Hollywood.
latte?
I wanted it in a mug.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
Okay, alright.